Yo, what's going on, family? Yo, what's good? What's good with everyone? It's the
Up
three-headed
with you,
monster. What's good, Jerome? What's good, my brother?
man. Everything is everything. Hold on, trying to pull it up on the second one. Make sure I got everything coordinated. I'm
I
good. How
figured.
you doing? Are you done? Dropped out. I guess you still on. What's up, B? What's up? What's up, Facebook family? What's up, YouTube family? Once again, Three Headed Monster podcast is on. It's gonna be an interesting night tonight. Gotta wait for brother B to get back on because he kind of want to rock a few things with y'all. So we're trying to try. I might see if I can text him and get him back on while this time is going on. We can build up the viewership. Everybody's just coming in. Please hit the like button, hit the notification button, so you'll know when we're on. Um, if there's questions, which I hope there's a lot tonight, um, everybody can come on and ask you a question, and we'll hold on. But yeah, if you have your question and comment, please come on, uh, drop your comments. And we'll rock forward with the show. But I guess B is having some technical difficulties, so we're just gonna wait a few minutes and kind of um, let him get his thing straightened out, and then we can get the show going forward. But all skin folks are not kin folks. You know, I guess y'all have heard this saying for years and years and years. I guess it has its interpretation, each and every one. We love to hear those comments. Yes, it has its interpretation. Come on, uh, drop your comments, and we'll expand this discussion. What's up, B? Been talking to
Man,
the people while you out.
I hit too many buttons. I end up clicking this off. Yo, what's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? Man, it's been a minute since we've been on. I can give you an update of what I've been doing. Um, I did a vacation. It was my 11-year anniversary. So I was in the Caribbean islands with my wife's family. So I spent the week there and the island of St. Martin. So refresh, get rejuvenated, get back on my thing. So healing and stuff like that. So yeah, yeah. I'm ready to get into it. Um, I know Jerome gonna laugh because I feel like I'm about to, ruffle some feathers, but some stuff has to be said, and again, I don't know if Jerome did his spiel of. Did you give him the disclaimer? Because I know how you are. Did you
No,
give him
not
the?
yet. I was waiting for you to get back.
All right, go ahead.
Um,
Go ahead and get the disclaimer before I jump into it too deep.
all right, all right. I see you raring to go. Hold on one second. Let me get my shares out. Try to get our people online. So I was saying that's an old term, and it probably means a lot of different things to different people. We gonna see. Okay. So Facebook family, as always, we're here to share our opinions. Um, please don't believe anything that we tell you. Go out and research it for yourself. And once you got the information, you've researched it, come back. Let's discuss it. Let's build upon it. Let's go forward. Um, what's up, B? Let's go.
Yo, I should have asked the question: is all the skin folk can folk, or I should have asked, are your circle really your kin folk, or what is the dynamics of the family? Because right now, you know, it's in a sense. Let me try to understand, because I want people to understand where I'm coming from. Is
Right.
because your blood don't mean that you're close, and that's mean your family. Drone, are you? Do I consider you my brother?
Yes, sir.
Are we kin in any type of way?
Not that I know of.
My point exactly. You could be closer with somebody that's not your immediate family and be like super tight, and nobody will understand why that dynamics is that dynamic, or
Right.
because we click because spiritually we click, spiritually we brothers. Is get that out the way. And I
Right.
think that's the part that a lot of people have to get out of the understanding is, because you think we're attached because of the family name or any other genealogy, don't mean that we really tight, don't mean that we really close. Or the black family experience is different from what I'm experiencing when I'm dealing with the Caribbean family experience, because they're tight. No matter what happens, they still stick together. Um,
So you saying cultures outside of
Culture.
the United States, even if you are darker skin color, react to family different. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. You could literally, that is it. Because, all right, you know what? I got something that Professor Small said that it got me, and I just need to play this, and I want people to understand where I'm coming from when I say this.
Professor James Small.
Be sitting there having this discussion.
Oh, let me start off.
They did break up the family as white people know family to be. They did not break up the family as black people know family to be. Because the white woman would have said, he took my child. The black woman would have said, they took our child. You understand? So whatever plantation that baby going to, the women is just waiting right there for her to be her mama. No questions asked. And that mama who just lost her baby is waiting there to take in the next child that they stole and sold from the other to be her mama and to be her daddy. And we practice family the way we practice family, not predicated on genetic and bloodline, predicated on spirit and necessity.
That's deep.
Bloodline.
To me, that's deep, because it's how you connected to that person.
Right.
Important. And the generations that we deal with now don't look at it like that no more. Communities don't build families no more. It's no
Right.
community family no more. It's no actually it's no family. Have we been broken that bad that we see family as enemies? If and
Um,
the only reason why I say that is, if somebody comes up, do they help or do they try to tear down?
right. I think now I understand your point, what you trying to push to. I do understand it, and I think a lot of it is because uh, family has sought to be and not love it. You know what
Oh,
I'm
say it
saying?
again. You broke up. You broke up. Say it again.
Oh, I think because families have taught to be more competitive
Hmm.
instead of loving. I got this, what you got, and then
Mm.
and it starts the resentment between family instead of everybody coming together and building for the family, and everybody reach, everybody achieve. It's with the black family, it started to. I get mine, you get yours. You know what I'm saying? And with that kind of mentality, I mean, that breeds separation. You know what I'm saying? The unity part is gone.
That's it. Unity.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying is unity has been replaced with competition to me.
That's deep. That's deep because you saying unity. Nobody wants to keep their family together no more. Um, and it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to see what Big Mama had to do, what Big Mama endured, what Big Mama did to, everybody got that Big Mama. Everybody has that major, you know, figure that everybody draws to.
Right.
That's gone. It's been eliminated for a reason. It's been eliminated to the fact is the more it's the way I see other cultures do it, they pass on information from generation to generation. They pass on the family history, the family legacy, what is important to carry this name, what is important, what is your family went through, what is it that your forefathers went through to get you to where you at right now. Versus we don't give. It's kind of like right now. It's like, yo, y'all went through that shit. We don't care.
Right.
It don't. It
Right.
don't. What is that doing? What is that doing for me? But not understanding what it has done to get us where we at. Because right now, I'm looking. I'm thinking. Our ancestors did what they had to do for us to exist today. And when I say that is, slavery happened, but slavery happened so we don't get annihilated and get wiped off, and it won't be us. It won't be me and you talking right now. You see what I'm saying? Because most everybody under the notion and understanding that this whole slavery situation is completely false of what they was taught. Nobody wants to admit that they're indigenous because is it weak for you to consider yourself indigenous? Is it weak for you to even think that you connected to any Indian tribe that you thinking that you don't know, or it's a lack of knowledge, or the fact that they got rid of your ancestors or got rid of the major matriarch in your family not to pass this information down to you. You see what I'm saying? So where are we? Are we lost right now? Because we can't come together because unity. We anybody that steps up, they'll find a reason to get torn down. Our own people, for one, we'll tear our own people down, no matter what. And I think that's the crab in the barrel mentality. Like you said, we competing. Why are we
Right.
competing? We should be
Right.
celebrating because what it is if I make it, you think I ain't gonna want to bring you on? You
Right.
think I'm gonna want to carry you right
Right.
now? It is we don't do what other coaches do. Is set the next generation up for success. We be like, yo, I went through this. Yo, you got to struggle too.
Right. I think, it's interesting. What it makes me think is how society is set up for us, right? Is
Mhm.
I think we're kept in this survival or this survival mode, right? And because you're in a survival mode, um, if you see a piece of food, you want the piece of food for yourself to stay alive, right? And so
Yes.
that mentality, carries over into everything.
Hmm.
Everything is thinking about you before you think about us. You see what I'm saying? Like back in the day, you know, people would starve just to give somebody else something to eat. But that's not the mentality now. It's like, nah, I'm gonna eat. If you go, you go. It don't really matter. And they don't care if that's brother, sister, cousin, parent. I don't think there's a that survival mentality. is so strong that it keeps you in a forced self mode.
Mm.
And so when you're in a forced self mode, you could even look at couples. And couples be in a forced self mode. You trying to outshine your person that you with. You trying to be smarter than the person that you with. You trying to be more seen than the person that you with. Not knowing that y'all are together as one and should be moving as one, but you move individually. So if you can't get that mentality out of a couple, how could you get that into a family?
Mm. So is family even family anymore?
Nah, I mean the family dynamic is like, I mean it's crazy. It's like, okay, if you look back at old movies and stuff, right? When you had a family, you know, normally the families were bigger, so you had the big brother, big sister, and 6 other siblings, right? But
Mhm.
everybody looked up to the sibling that was next to them. They were respected. You respected your elder brother, and your elder brother felt the responsibility of taking on the lineage to take on the family name, and they
Facts.
would make sure everybody was good. Because why? It's bigger than myself. It's the family name that we have to represent, and the family name, you know, people don't care about that anymore. They don't care about passing on a lineage. You know, And so when you don't have that, when you don't have the family thought, if you would, or the thought of family and this thought of you, then that's why you can't stand by yourself. Not when another whole country is attacking you. You better be a village.
Is that what we're missing? Is that because I mean because it's funny when you hear people is what can we do to come together as a people, but then at the same time I don't see it happening because everybody's looking out for themselves, or you went or also this the system has destroyed the family to the fact is you are you adapt to your surroundings, or that's the word I'm saying, or is it you're a product of your environment? Is that what it is? Is I'm saying
Yeah,
that right?
yeah, you're a product of your environment.
So if we broke up the family because I noticed something that a lot of people, a lot of women been coming at TD Jakes because what he said about women, and I was like, wow, that was powerful, but nobody heard it because of the way the generation is now is, you know, is so separate. It's like it's actually like husband and wife is fighting for who's in top, who's in charge of the family.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I do.
You competing to see who's the hierarchy in the family. It's not even
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Can I give you something? It's real old,
go for it.
but it was mistaught when you was young.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So when you read about Adam and Eve, right? No, I ain't talking from a biblical sense.
Go
I'm
ahead.
talking
Go
about
ahead.
from a practical, informational sense. Like, listen to
Okay.
this.
I hear you.
It says that when they messed up, they
Uh-huh.
were given curses, but they wasn't really curses; they were judgments, right?
Yeah.
And so it says that a woman would desire her husband, right? And see,
Okay.
to me, that always for years that was like, damn, shouldn't that should be what's going on, right? You
Uh-huh.
know, your wife should desire you. But when you study it and for the etymology and the word study of it, what it talks about is the woman desires to be the man. The woman desires to have his position. The the woman desires to be the head.
Mm.
And it's interesting because that has been an old dynamic that they never really taught on, because I don't think they studied enough to understand it. You know, they just heard the part about the wife desiring the husband. Oh yeah, that's good for us. And not understanding there was a whole mentality. And so now, the reason why I say that is you gotta look like the elitists. They read these books and they make these things happen.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make these things happen? You increase the pace of a woman feeling like she's not valued. So when she's not valued, she starts to inflate herself. Because she becomes aware, well, I don't need you for value. I don't
Mm.
need you for anything. And so it throws off the dynamic of the family. If you don't need me for uh, the part that I play, whatever y'all design the part to be, you know, it throws off the dynamics of the family. So now, if a child can't respect their father, what is his place in his life?
Oh,
Whether
his
it's
or hers.
girl, you know what I'm saying? So when you change the dynamics, it changes the structure of how you build thought.
So has the system worked
Oh
in
yeah, I think the
breaking up?
system has worked perfectly. Look at where we are. Look at TikTok. And you
I
tell
ain't gonna
me
lie, dude. You can learn a lot of shit from TikTok. TikTok
you
be
can,
putting out some stuff, but I mean,
but
understand it
it's
is
a lot more misinformation than information, though.
that is true. That's why
Not
you have
saying
to
there's
study
not
for
good
yourself.
stuff on there. I'm not saying that.
But that's the point. Everybody goes for other people for advice that not in the same scenario as you. Or a lot of people don't even understand the struggle of being a person of color in this country. Or I'm not even gonna say that black. We must say black. You know, we consider ourselves indigenous, but considering us the black culture experience is nothing like anywhere else in the world. And
True.
everybody watches and everybody wants to be a part of it until you come to the family part. Everybody don't want to be a part of that.
See, here's the crazy thing, man, is that in America,
Hmm.
as you say, black,
Yeah.
we live the best, and I'm talking about from top to bottom, than any other country in the world.
Hmm.
But
Uh oh.
our value of family is the worst.
True.
Any other so because you if you talk to anybody from a so-called third world country, they'll tell you, man,
Hate that
America,
word.
y'all got it. I did I say so? I
I
said
know.
so.
I know. I hate that word because
I
that.
know.
Go ahead. Go
What
ahead.
would they tell you? Man, we love America. We love to be in America. Y'all are wasting such an opportunity. But see, us that have lived here all our lives think that we're in a different situation than the world sees us. Because what we experience is not physical pain, but is emotional and spiritual pain. They have the physical disparities. They don't have enough food. They don't have enough water. They don't have enough housing. That's not our dilemma. Our dilemma is that we have no unity. We have no sense of family value, which in turn, if the family has no value, how does an individual in the family have value? So we don't value ourselves, because we don't value family.
Mm. Mm.
So, so
Oh,
yeah.
dude. Hey, dude. That was deep. That was deep. I ain't gonna keep going. Keep going. Go on.
so so that I mean that in itself is the dichotomy. When you think about being black anywhere outside of the United States, is more about the physical. Because think about it, if we went to a so-called third country right now, me and you, we
Mhm.
had no food, we had nothing. If we met people that look just like us, what would they do?
They probably help. For one, it depends it depends on the mentality that you have. That's one. For one,
No,
they
no,
got to
I'm
check
saying
you up. I know. I
you
mean, but no,
you
what?
in a
But when
helpless position. You in a
Mhm.
helpless position. What
Yeah.
would they do?
Oh, they willing to help.
They would help.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they would help immediately.
True.
Bring you into whatever shelter they had, whatever food that they had, whatever little bit of water they had. They would share it with you. They would give it.
Fact.
That's their mentality because
Yeah.
that's a physical disparity. They have
hmm
plenty of value. They have plenty of humanity. You know, I said that is in abundance. But bring them to the United States, and what would you see happen?
Probably look at them, tell them to go back home.
You see? Now think about with us with the abundance of riches and the abundance of opportunity, but we have no value. We have no humanity for our own people.
Because we miseducated on who we are as a people.
Exactly. And that's the point that I'm getting at with what you value, who you value, and why you should value who you are. You
I think
know,
that's the problem. Because you say, for instance, I mean, I look at myself as, that it ain't negative when you look at it, the black sheep, because, everything that's considered black is supposed to be negative, but
right,
it's actually the opposite. It might be the light bearer and you just don't want to see the light because you're just living in so much darkness or
right,
negativity. Um, you think different, you act different, your mind is open, you respect things more. You indulge in other cultures. You want to understand other cultures. You want to learn about other cultures. You want to be a part of that. Like for instance, everybody wants to go to Africa, but nobody really want to live in Africa.
right,
See what I'm saying?
right. Oh yeah,
But
you want to visit, you want to see it.
but you don't want to be a part of it. Oh, they
Not
live like this, they live like that. But at the same time, them people are happy. They adapted to to their surroundings. They know how to enjoy life with what they have.
but
Versus
but
we
there's a
go
lot of
ahead.
miseducation too about Africa. I mean, a lot of Africa is urban. A lot of Africa um, looks better than the United States.
Hell
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And so I don't want that to be a misconception when I'm talking about third world countries.
No. I got you that. But what I'm saying is it's more of um, you'll go somewhere and because of the captivity we have here, we don't respect the other cultures that you seek because you always comparing it to what you dealing with. In other words, we have taken on an Americans, a United States because it's not an American, it's the United States aura that everywhere we go, we better than you.
Right. They're
The
arrogant.
minute they see you, they like them dumbass Americans.
Right.
I mean, and it shows because of the way you carry yourself. Because you don't carry yourself with respect. You carry yourself out of uneducation. You carry yourself like you don't respect who you are or
Right.
what you're a part of. In other words, you come over here and visit, give us all your money, and then you go back home and live poor, or you thinking you living better than us, knowing that we actually living better than you because
Right.
our minds are not captured. I hated that other countries know more about our history than we do. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
They know more about our history and the truth about our history than we do. So who's really the third world country?
Mentally we are.
Yeah. But at the same time, are we trying to be better?
I don't think so because that's not what that's not how it's marketed to us. You see what I'm saying? And
Marketed.
so,
Oh, he done went to
you
that
know,
one. Let's go.
our value of success,
Hmm.
what we think success is that's what causes the schism that we have between our people is because of how individuals, you know, clouds family. You
Hmm.
can't have individual success and have body incorporated
Okay.
because you know Pookie ain't gonna see it the same way you do.
Facts.
I ain't gonna give him that part.
True.
You know, that's just how it's go. That's how it's gonna go because of the mentality that nobody's bought into family. Like y'all family name should be bigger than you. Your
Oh,
family
you
name
see?
should be bigger than anything that you go through. You know, that was the whole reason why everything, the whole term, keep it in house. You don't never let anybody outside of the house know what's going on with the family.
Mm.
And the family would stay strong, and that name would be respected everywhere. When people heard your name, oh yeah, 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 I know that. I know your people.
It's not like that no more.
It's not
I
because
knew when I
nobody
grew up. I
values
knew.
it.
I knew when I grew up that was something that. Oh, I know your people. I know how you was raised because I know your. I know your grandma, or I know
Right? They
They
know
still
you.
say
They
they.
know you because they knew your grandmother. Ain't that crazy?
That's the family name, and they
Right.
know how she carry herself, and she know. Oh, I know your grandma don't play that. Why you
Right.
doing that? And it's like,
So
nobody says that now.
where did that kind of value go?
That value disappeared. That
Because of
value disappeared
individuals.
unless you it's there, but it's not praised. It's frowned upon.
Right. Because that, like I said, that's what's not, it's not marketed. It's marketed to be the individual. You know, it's people would rather, now listen to me,
Hmm.
people would rather have 1,000 followers
Hmm.
than to have 10 good family members.
Hot damn, man. You got me damn about to start sweating in here. Damn, that's deep. Everybody wants to be liked, but don't want to show love.
Right. Uh,
Mm.
like I said, it's like to me, and this is just me, my personal opinion. It's like,
Mhm.
you know, the social media has like they had a good plan going in the 70s with the black exploitation films. In the 90s, they had like a good plan going with gangster rap and going forward. But now with social media, man, I don't know who come up with that. They are like a evil genius.
But it's working.
Yeah, yeah,
It's working
exactly.
to
That's what
tear down. It's
genius.
work. Yeah. And it wasn't something that just happened to come up. It just happened. That's been
Nah,
planned.
that was designed.
Okay, that was designed. So now, when we look at it, if we talk positive, a lot of people ain't trying to hear it. If we speak truth, a lot of people ain't trying to hear it because you don't believe in yourself and understand who yourself is.
Right.
Because, and it's respect. The key word is respect. Because if you respect people, you will love people because you love yourself. You respect yourself, you respect other people. Nobody respects nobody no more. It's kind of like F you, Well, if you ain't trying to help me, I'm doing it on my own. Or, you know, and it's kind of like, but are you really trying to help yourself, or are you just needing somebody to do something for you? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, this is check this out. This is crazy.
I'm
So,
just setting you up, alley oop, saying,
because okay, like you said, individually, right? And
mm-hmm.
we've been taught, like I said, to be an individual so much we don't even understand how it's been programmed in us. But
Yeah.
we'll say, "Hey, look, man, I'm building this or I'm building that, and I'm a self-made millionaire." Or, I didn't need nobody's help to do this. And and you may reach the potential of a millionaire, right? But look at every billionaire. This family has passed down money.
Mm.
You think they care about the individualism, or do they care about the name, being a Kennedy, being a Rockefeller, or
A
being
Rothschild.
a Rothschild? You do you think they care about individual aspects or individual goals?
But they
No,
won't let you destroy that family name.
but that family name, you know,
It's like, again, that's a culture thing. That's a culture thing. Because right now, people don't care about their last name. People
no,
don't really, people don't understand it or study it or try to find out what it is. Everybody like, oh, I got that from my slave master on the plantation I was on. I was like, yeah, but if your family kept it, they kept it for a reason.
right.
You
But
know,
but who's to say that's where you got that name?
that is true. That's what we taught.
So think about it like this: if I met 10,000 different, what we call black people, right?
Uh,
There wasn't 10,000 different plantations. So everybody had to get a name from somewhere other than a plantation.
Actually, when you say it like that, dude, I ain't got nothing to say on that one.
you
You got me on that one.
you
I,
could be 10,000 different names just in your region of your state. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't tell me there was 10,000 different plantations just in that one region, what everybody have 25 feet? And that was your whole.
actually, I might be something I need to research. How many plantations were there? Because we thinking in like every area was a plantation when every area was not. When
No,
we owned the land, we owned the farms, we owned majority of everything, and it was taken through us through paper. Uh, study the paper balls, study the discovery, the doctrine of discovery. A lot of
right,
people need to understand it's a lot of paperwork that it takes one of that family member that wants to be on top and will mess it up for the whole family. And that's what a lot of our ancestors, certain members of the family, wanted to be on top that bad that you
right.
undermined the elder in the family to become rich. You sold. It's kind of like you sold your soul in a sense. Can I say that? But did it benefit the family or did it just benefited you? We so like you say, we so individualized. It's like when we play team sports. It's a team sport, but you still get that person. One person is still idolized as that person
Oh
that
yeah,
runs. You know what I'm saying?
somebody's got to lead the family.
But nobody knows how to lead the family because nobody's been around the family enough to learn how to lead. Or you watched Big Mama or your grandpa or your great grandpa, that elder that was in your family. Did you sit down and listen? Did you sit down and take lessons? Because it's a lesson to every time. Just in a general conversation, it's a lesson in a regular conversation.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Uh oh. Jeremy done jumped in. What did we? Let's see. But I'm gonna put this up, but I'm still continue. So are we to the fact that you kind of like I don't have to listen to them? I don't have to listen to them because they don't know what I'm going through. but they kind of went through it. It's in a different way, a different form. But don't you want to talk to the people that's been through it to understand that they might be trying to stop you from going through it? But we kind of like, oh, they don't know what we're talking about. Them old heads don't know what they're talking about. I'm like, okay.
And that's a respect thing too. Everybody used to listen to the OGs, but
Nobody does now. Nobody's scared. Everybody don't respect them, and they think like you have to be scared of somebody. No,
right,
if you
that's
respect
not respect.
somebody, you just have to respect and understand where they're coming from. Because people, what certain people are in your life to either help you understand your life and where your life is going. But when you realize it, they'd be like, "Oh man, I remember this person was doing this." We don't like to take life lessons no more. We
Right.
act like we already know how to do it. We know how to do it. Knowing that you ain't been through this road, I
And
know how
what
to
does
do
that
it.
sound like?
Selfishness.
It sounds like a child. We have
Selfish.
we have been relegated to thinking like children.
Mm.
Hence, that's why they call you a minority. A minority is a minor. A minor is one that is too young to engage in contract. Because he
Mm.
is too young to engage in contract, he must have someone sign above him as the one that runs, his life, right?
Mm.
So that's why they call us minorities. Think about it. Do we run our lives? Do we set policies for ourselves? No, we don't. We don't even set policies for our own community.
Yeah, we don't set policies in our own house.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
ain't gonna lie. Fuck that.
But let me
In this
address
one,
this question,
in
Kenneth.
this, in this dictatorship I got here, it's a whole different, you know.
let me
But
let me address this question.
yeah, because I was about to.
Oh, well, go ahead, go ahead. You started out.
What did we y'all think of the Willie Lynch effect is irrelevant today? I'm gonna tell you now that slavery, Jim Crow, all that's still irrelevant today. It just happened to have a different life, a different form. In other words, if we can change our name from Negro, Black, Colored, African American, wait a minute, I just named like 4 different names. Same thing, just a different name.
That's
But you,
confusion.
yeah, but at the
That's-
same time, most people don't want to be called colored. Most people don't want to be called black. Most people don't want to be called African American. You see what I'm saying?
oh
Because it'd
yeah.
be like, you know,
It's even funnier than that. It's like I remember when I was young, people said, "Ooh, I'm 1/4 Indian," or "I'm half Indian," or whatever, not understanding that that was Indians were black
ooh.
and that you was full Indian. but you had a mindset. Your mindset was so thrown off. You thinking the Indians were something other than you
Mm.
because you didn't study. Nobody told you. Now I want to get back to the Willie Lynch thing just real quick. Does it
My
have any
bad.
relevance in today's time? First of
Mhm.
all, we don't even know if Willie Lynch was real. That
Ooh.
might just been a made up. Will he lynch? So, so, so you got to think of it from this standpoint. It was a psychological test. It was a psychological experiment where you would pit young against old, women against men, dark skin against light skin. Look at all the media today. Is it not still doing the same thing? That's the Willie Lynch effect, if you will. It's just pitting one group against the other group that's in the same subgroup.
Mm-hmm.
So, so is it relevant? Yes, yes. The effects are relevant. I'm not saying Willie Lynch is real, but I'm saying the effects psychologically putting one against the other is the true effect of what happened. When you pit young against old, right? So you pit young against old, young don't listen to the wisdom of the older ones. And when you put the old against the old don't take the motivation of the youth that the young See, they're young enough to do it. Old ones are old enough to guide you. You put them together, they're unstoppable. See, what a lot of people didn't realize, go back and look at the civil rights movement. All that people that you seen out there doing it was all young people.
Oh yeah, they had that
They were
fire.
all
That
young
hunger.
people. But it was the older ones that were guiding the movement. But it was the young people that were putting feet on the ground. It was young people that was, causing the stir. You know what I'm saying? It was the young people that were getting out there and being involved. See, that's why you got to pit young against old, because you never want the youth to have any spiritual guidance or any wisdom in how they move.
Mm.
So you allow them to move on their own. And young people are going to be impulsive. They're going to act on emotion and not experience, because they don't have experience. All they have is their emotions. So they move with their emotions and not their experience. So that's why it's so important for us, that whole Willie Lynch thing, throw it out the window. Because all it is mentally, because when you say Willie Lynch, you already know what to do. You already know how to think. It's already a program.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to get that whole Willie Lynch out of your vocabulary, because it's nothing. He was nothing. It's just a mental experiment to keep us all apart.
Can I jump in that? Can I jump in that? Because I mean, you're saying so much. You're
Come on in
saying
there. Come on in there.
no, because you made a good point. You made a good point. Think about it. Think about this when it comes to, like you said, the civil rights movement, or when we look at the 50s and the 60s, we see, like for instance, a young Malcolm X come up through the ranks with fire. And when he gets to a certain age, he starts speaking wisdom. Martin
Right.
Luther King started when he was, fire. When he gets to a certain age, he starts speaking wisdom.
Right.
When they started speaking wisdom, nobody really wanted to hear him because they didn't have that same fire.
Right.
But now, when you look at things, this generation has so much fire that this country is threatened of losing their power. Again, we keep thinking we're the minority when we're the majority. But if I keep telling you a minority, if I keep saying you 13% of this country, you'll never think you bigger than what it is. In other words, I'm gonna keep making you think you small.
Right.
When I pack half of your elders, or pack all your fathers, put them in jail. So it's millions. It ain't no majority of us in prison.
Right. I give you something. Now, me. So think about this.
I know we bounce off each other. Go ahead.
So think about this. We always been taught that we're the minorities and our numbers are so small.
Yeah.
But when Democrats want to win,
Who they need?
why do they play to us? 13% of the people of this country is not going to win you an election. But every time they candor and pander to us, they win. Interesting.
Think about that. Since we gonna go down this road, Joe Biden was losing until he
Right.
went to South Carolina and got the black vote, and
Right.
next thing you know, it was a cannon.
Yeah.
But like you said, that's why I can't not think about this, y'all. And I want y'all to really do this. I want y'all to do your research. Show me one picture of anybody that come here of color over on a boat. Because majority of the pictures that you see, people coming here, thousands on the boat, are not people of color.
I mean, that's okay. So
No, because they saying what the last slave ship came 1950. It's in the 1900s. If you want to go with the late 1800s, you still have photography going.
you talking about Slavery was abolished in 1865.
Yes, but they illegally they were still coming here on ships. They
True.
say. They
Until
say.
about, I think, in the 1880s.
No. It said look it up. The last known slave ship is going. It's going to be in the 1900s.
No, if you're talking about illegally, there still are slave ships. It
Hell,
never really stopped.
it never stopped. But then most people don't understand is you will call it immigration with the E and the I are two different words.
Yeah.
You'll see people of color considered or black and brown. Let's say this. Let's say this. Because it's funny when you see people coming from South America or from Mexico when Mexico is used to be California, Nevada, Utah. Damn, I need to go. Do I need to keep going? Washington. I mean, do not everybody understand? Texas, all that are Spanish words. But fuck it, you don't care. But that's a whole different story.
Oh, I
That's
caught you. I got
uh,
something. I'm gonna write it down. Go ahead.
you know, think about it. Think about it now. If majority once you came over here, everybody was black and brown.
Yeah.
They just illegally just disappeared. I mean, they got a video to go to the picture. They couldn't speak, but they was given.
But you got. Go ahead. I want you to make your point because I'm gonna jump in there.
All right. Oh, damn! I lost where I was. But I mean, at the same time, if disease wiped out your people, disease, and then if I kill your leaders of your tribes,
Right.
that's kind of like cutting a snake head off and just watch the body just go different places.
Exactly.
Because you respect the elders, you look forward to the elders. I mean, if they die on natural causes, the next person step up. But if they just happen just to just disappear, or was shot and killed, and the next person wasn't ready to step up, or you infiltrated it with religion, um, protection, because a lot of the tribes was like, "Yo, we will help you do what you got to do. Just don't kill off my people." That's why I say our ancestors might have made the sacrifice and say, "Okay, we'll do what we got to do. Just don't wipe our people out," by participating in the slavery movement because they saw so many get slaughtered. You know what I'm saying? When you see people
Yeah.
get slaughtered, it has an effect on you.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I
You don't
know
think that?
I know money is a different kind of animal. And when I say
Yeah,
that,
that's why I say it was
it's
when
that
money and protection. But
what
go
you
ahead.
call our people,
Uh,
and that's the title, right? All
yeah,
skin folks are not kin folks. When you say our people were big slave owners in America. The largest slave, the largest slave plantation in Louisiana was owned by a black man. That's fact.
ooh,
So, so let me get back to, and we'll get back to that. Let me get back to America and the dynamics and the demographics of America when you talk about 14, 15, 16, 1700s. There were more of us, in the Americas than Europeans, right? So when the Europeans came in and got their foothold in the 1800s, that's what the whole Homesteaders Act was, the new immigration laws, where they were flooding the United States with Europeans. And they, at the same time, you still had this Indian Removal Act, where you could take millions and millions of acres and kill all the people that are on it. That was the transitioning in America when you see um, us transitioning from the majority to the so-called minority. And think about this. So if what you think are Native Americans, right? If you think they were the ones that were running the United States, why do they only talk about Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Lower California as their places? That ain't nothing but desert. Why would people want to leave the fertile land and take the desert land and say we've always been in the desert? Who does that? That's not where the food's at.
Facts.
So all these are stories to keep your mind away from who you really were. Think about that. Why would I say we were always here, but we were in the desert?
You know
Nobody
what?
was in the farmlands.
Mm,
They were empty. Nobody were at the rivers.
mm.
Come on, man.
Yo, you see, I don't know who this person is. I don't even know if I want to give them that energy, but mm, miseducated as usual. But I mean, I can understand the perspective of not knowing. Um, Indians were the creator of slavery.
No, I would say slavery has been around for a long time.
Yeah, slavery
Uh,
has been going around. I
it's just
mean,
it's just whoever controls the gold is the one that's in charge of how things move. Uh, there were plenty of what you call Moors that had slaves and that transported slaves, just like Britain, just like Portugal, just like Spain. Everybody that had the ability to get free work was gonna get it.
or what was the Eastern slave trade? It was before the Atlantic slave trade when the culture battle between Islam and
Yeah, yeah.
Christianity.
I mean, that's where what we know as worldwide trafficking, worldwide slavery, it started with the so-called Middle East and the so-called um, Arabs. You know, they're not really Arabs, but
Mhm.
that's what they call them now. So we'll go with that. Um, you know, they've been trading Africans and North Africans for thousands of years prior to the United States having itself involved in slavery.
True, because it's a big money grab.
Yeah, of course.
But
And that's
this
a
is
true statement. That's a true statement because most people, if you attack the tribe, you know, how do you build forces? Children.
prisoners of war. You
No,
capture a tribe and you turn
I
them
mean
around
you
and then you
you
make
you
them family.
build through children, right? So
Yeah,
if you capture, you're gonna take their women as slaves. You're gonna take their children and indoctrinate them to make them into whatever you are. So I mean,
that's just
slavery has been
that's
around
been
since.
going on for thousands and thousands of years.
That's what I'm saying. That's the
That's
mandate.
man. That's I mean, if you want to even go through the Bible, that's what they did.
I mean,
They
if
don't
you
want
want to use that, but I mean,
no,
that's
but
just a,
just think about all the stories. Think about all the stories. They go to war, they rape, they pillage, they take this and they take that.
I
You,
mean
what's
that
the
that I mean that's 101. I mean, you just do that. That's not it's just what it is. If you think about it, for example, they're occupying the United States, but yet they're rearing your children. You know, they give your children the message. They indoctrinate your children. You know, so they take it.
Why was the Pope in Canada for? To apologize for the indoctrination of what they, put in their
Yeah,
kids.
while they're
So,
still indoctrinating.
so now the point is, do you ask that question now?
Ask what question?
Or I take that back. Not ask the question. What do we do when we see that our our family structure is destroyed? And now what do we do? Do we do you take it upon yourself to try to do, because like I said, it's indoctrination that really keeps it going. It's all of, everybody got every man for themselves, especially in our community. Not too many, some other communities might feel a little bit, but when it comes to ours, what you have is mine, and I don't care. But where do we go from here? Because if this right here ain't working, you lost. And I feel like the generations, even our generation, is lost. Me and your current generation are at a loss that we won't pass nothing down because
Yeah.
we don't know who we are.
Let me.
You feel what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay.
Let me say this.
Hmm.
I gotta walk through it slowly and unpack it slowly, because so people can understand. Because if you get mad, you're gonna shut off and not understand.
Facts.
Okay, so if you look at somebody that's a billionaire, I don't care what color, ethnicity he is or her, or they are. Um, if you look at them, they don't dress to draw attention. They don't dress to be seen. You know, they blend in. You would never even notice them if you wasn't paying attention. There's reasoning for that. Somebody that's poor or poor-minded, let's say that, they want to be seen. They want to look to be like they have more than what they got. They want to uh, what's the word for it now, B? Uh, is it clout chasing or whatever it is? That's the term of the day. Um, Wanting to look as if you're more than what you are. But what all that tells me is that you don't value yourself inwardly. You have no inward value because you want to outwardly show that you're worth more than what you are. And so when we can start valuing what's inside of us, valuing uh, or having value with family, having value with building with family, then that's when we'll change. But until then, as long as all it's about is self, you know, you're not going to see a change in our community because it's individual.
I'm sorry. I had somebody come to the front door. Yeah.
Oh, you can
Nobody gonna come through. I got to answer that door if it's this late at night. But it was my neighbor. But go ahead. My bad. My bad. My bad.
I got you. I got you. I did a little soliloquy while you was gone. And what I was talking about is inability.
Trust me, I heard you. I heard you. It just,
Oh, yeah. Okay. So,
but
so that's my thing, man. Is we haven't been taught to value ourselves and value our lineage, value our history, value our heritage. Um, all those things have been devalued, and so you want a Gucci hat, Gucci belt with the matching Gucci shoes because you don't feel Gucci on the inside. So you want to look Gucci on the outside, So, and until we,
yo, that's deep. Yo, I don't.
so until we can cure that, B, it's gonna be hard to put the family in its proper perspective.
Or put it back in this perspective place. Because one thing that I felt like is the biggest threat is a family that's on the same page.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
biggest threat, the biggest threat in America is to for you to see. My bad. Let me take this. Let me back up. To see a black family on the same page. Period.
Let, listen, do this for me.
All right.
Look up Forbes top 10 richest people, right? And look at where the Walton family falls on that. Oh, you pulling it up right now? So you look at where
Yeah, it told me.
The Walton family
Top
falls on.
10. You say top 10?
Yeah, top 10. Top 10, top 20. I don't know. Some people with all that money. You got it.
Wait a minute.
All right. You the tech man. I thought you.
I'm working
But
on it. I'm working.
so you got this family, the Walton family, right? Which of course own Walmart.
Whoa.
So
Hold up. Whoa. Hold on. Let me put this up. I'm gonna tell you when I typed up and what popped up. I don't know if they listening to you or what. All right, let me.
they listening to me.
All right, let's hope this don't go crazy.
Oh, you gonna share the screen?
Yeah, because you just do some shit up. Wait a minute.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, was it up? All right, my
It
bad.
was.
My bad, people. Is that good?
Yeah, it's back on. Okay.
So what did you just say?
So they're the richest family in America right there. And see, that family, now if you ask them straight up, they probably don't like each other. I'm sure they don't, get along like that. But guess what's more important?
That
That Walton
name?
name. You'll never know they have problems. Who dislike each other, who don't like each other, who came over one another's house, who didn't. Because why? Family is more important. That 500 million, that close to a billion they got. That 500 billion, that close to a trillion they got as a family. That's what matters.
Yo, I didn't know.
So, like I said, if you look at the list, they on their individual as each one. But if your whole family is in the top 10, come on, man. That
So you
shows
got
you that it's not about individualism, it's about the family. And that family took their daddy's vision and took it forward.
all right. I'm trying to get this off.
But it's about, like I said, it's about valuing yourself and your family name. You know what I'm saying? Your heritage, your lineage. That's what you pass down. Because think about it. Sam Walton was a rich man, but he was a simple man. He had values, and he passed the values to his family. And after he passed away, they took his values and grew the business. That's why it's at where it's at. You never gonna get rid of them people, man. That's deep bread.
I don't know what to damn say after this, dude. Because
Until, like I said, until family is bigger than self, we'll never raise up. No, it used to be family first. It used to be family first. And we're at an age that we can remember that.
They
You know
can't
what
do
I'm saying?
nothing. But it's kind of hard to instill them values because you'll feel like you was that family member that nobody liked and nobody wanted. You didn't feel like you was a part of that family, so
Right,
you detach yourself from that family, and then it's crazy enough that you take a man out of a household,
right,
and once and it's hard. It's hard, and now you have women and you push women to be you praise them to be the man and the woman in the kid's life,
right.
which it kills the dynamic. It kills the dynamic of a family because that's not a family. That's a it's a family, but it's not a family
It's a type of family.
type of family. Okay,
It's
all
not
right.
it's not the traditional.
It's not a full. It's
It's
not
not the
full.
traditional family that you think of.
But when we go back and look at when we were successful in this country, it's because of the full structure of family. When we go back and we can go back to the 1910s, 1920s. If you even want to go with slavery, they stood together. They stood together. They knowing they had to do what they had to do. They stood together. The man would he'll take the punishment of the woman. She come home, she nurses it. She know what he's doing. She's there for him. She knows he's strong. She ain't trying to tear him down. She ain't sitting there talking about you shouldn't have been out there, blah blah blah. You know,
Right,
not saying there's a certain place for this and that, but at the same time, she was there still trying to build him up because she knew that strength and protection was there. Now our women don't have protection like they did 50, 60 years ago.
right.
Now they expect the government to protect them. Now the government has become daddy. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
It is funny when I say it like that.
I mean, it's funny, but let's think of it practically. So when you have a young girl that gets pregnant, if you will, and needs assistance,
Hmm.
so the first thing she learns is the government will feed you.
Hmm.
Then she can get Section 8. The government, the
Well, how?
government will educate your kids. The
Hmm.
government will pay for your kids' daycare. The government will make sure that that no good man that left you pays you a few dollars a month until your children are 18. So the government becomes the one that's the protector. The government becomes the provider. The government becomes the man in your life.
But another thing that they do is they make sure no other man comes in.
Right. Because the government is the man in your life. So why would they let anybody else take care of you? Then they threaten you. Oh, you get your man, you gonna have to pay back everything I done got for you. So
Mm,
now they intimidate you to stay with them.
mm. Now this, I'm not saying this is all. This is okay. Women do not take this and say, "Oh, yeah." No, we trying to show how a system has been perfected and is working at its maximum right now. Like it's working at 100%, and
Right.
nobody will understand how it is and the dynamics of what it is,
I
the effects
mean,
of it,
I
generation
just
from generation. Because if
right.
you have one family, if you have one mother goes through it and she has a daughter, and then the daughter goes through it, it becomes bigger and bigger. And it's a chain reaction, and it's a system that they don't want you to come out of because they want you to be miseducated. They want you to be, they don't want you to be educated at all. Because if I keep you at a low mindset, low vibration, you will never become the greatness that you need to be
I
because
think
you are great. But
I
go ahead.
think too, like when we say, well, that's not me and I've had success, I think that's to the point of what we're talking about because it's not about individual success. It's the success of the
Mhm.
community. Why the community is not thriving is because those that have found the way out have not shared the game plan, have not gave the diagram on showing how everybody could be successful. Because think about it, if everybody in your community is successful, you can sleep with the doors open. But when you know everybody's out for their own and everybody's out to get one another, you can't. So mindset, it becomes a mindset thing because now you start to think. And so you
Mm.
think differently. When you think differently, you've altered the course of where everything goes. Because all it is they want you to have the thought. And the rest.
I didn't know
That's
what
how
else to
that
say.
goes. You know,
Okay.
you don't have to guide a person. You just have to give them a thought. You plant an idea. Their own interfere because they haven't been taught who they are. They haven't been taught their place. They haven't been taught their legacy. They haven't been taught their heritage. So the only thing they've been taught is fear. The police teach them fear. The schools teach them fear. Uh, the society teach them fear. So now all I had to do is give them an idea, and their fear that has been ingrained in them all their life, it'll shape them. It'll shape them into what I need to shape them into the person that's not going to grow because you live
Mm.
your life with fear.
Fear, fear, fear.
Because think about it, if somebody speaks truth and you're offended by truth, what offends you about truth?
The fear of not knowing,
The fear of not knowing. Fear.
or how do you know that and I don't know that?
Right. That's still fear though,
Hmm?
because now you think somebody's better than you. You fear
Mm.
that that's an advantage. Nah, it's not an advantage. If I'm telling you, then I'm trying to help you.
People don't see it that way. They take it as you slapping them in the face or you degrading them because you talking like you know something that they don't know, and
Right.
it's like, no, it ain't. I'm
Nah.
just speaking. I'm just speaking wisdom because you're too ignorant and want to listen. I ain't got nothing to do with it. But people take offense to everything. Period. Again, like you go back, it goes back to fear. People don't want to. People don't want to know who they are. People want to be told who they are.
I mean, and what's the craziest thing is, man, is it don't take as much research as you think. You
Yeah,
know,
you don't have to read thousands of books. You just gotta.
you really don't.
You just.
You really just have to be first open minded to hear, think, process, and then you can read a few books and look at a few books. Some of them are picture books like the Americas. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
or go
It's a
ahead.
picture book, and it'll show you in the 1600s who was here and who wasn't.
If you can find that book.
Now, you can find it in the Library of Congress. You can
Yeah,
purchase it for about $200,000. But there are copies of it.
I'm gonna hit that lottery in my body. That's the first thing I'm buying is that book.
There you go. I know that's right.
Put it up and be like,
I
this is
told
mine.
you.
But no, but I mean, but it is it's facts. It's facts. And the more and more I see um being around my wife's family, I see family structure and it just makes me feel like, damn, I missed out on this. But it was a different version. you can only show people what you know.
Right.
So you take it as a lesson. You don't look at it as downgrading the family that you have. You look at it like, okay, what can I use to imply to my current situation, and can I make my situation better? Now, if people don't want to take it, hey, because a lot of people don't like change. That's
Right.
another thing. The fear of changing to become better.
Fear.
Fear. So most people, is family is important. Family is important in children's lives.
Extremely.
Family is important for generation to generation. But our culture today doesn't see family as family. Black culture,
Not
Black
how they used
American
to.
culture.
Not how they used to.
No.
And
And
that's
the
a
word,
general statement. That's generalizing. It's not an individual statement. It's generalizing. So
so respect is the big word that people don't like or use.
right,
Because if you respect me, I respect you. If you
right,
don't respect yourself, I can't. It's that's the way I am. If you don't respect yourself, I just don't look at you. I just don't pay you no attention because I'm like, conversation with you is basically, I can't get that time back. So, you can only do it once or twice, and I kind of like, whatever. But it's once you respect and have an open mind, because I have to have an open mind to take what you say. Now, if you come and say something crazy, I'm just gonna kind of be like, no. But but do
I
I
think
love family? I love
yeah,
being around family. Yes. Do I like being around ignorant people in family? No.
you all had the good with the bad. The
Yeah.
thing is, like, see with respect, right? It's
Uh-huh.
crazy because I understand what you're saying, and I understand you believe it. But then, in the same tone, don't you think people have been taught that respect is earned?
Hmm.
Okay, so you can't give immediate respect and then say the respect is earned. Either it's immediately that you give it, or you make a person earn your respect. You can't have them both.
Oh, I understand that. Yeah.
No, 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 no.
Wait a
I
minute.
mean,
Are you asking me that question?
huh?
Are you asking me that question, or are you just making a statement?
Oh, I made a statement.
Oh, because I thought you asked me that question. I'm kind of like, damn, you got me really thinking about this shit.
But if it's a question, you can take it.
Because some people I can, some people I can't.
But see that's that, and then that's the whole point. Then either you should be one way or the other. You should be a person that makes people earn your respect, and then you respect them, or you're a person that gives respect and expects respect in return.
I give it to you, but in the minute that you kind of like, okay, or you
That's
take
a
advantage
different
of
thing.
it,
Once they show themselves,
that's the way I is. Once you show yourself, I kind of like, yeah, let me not, yeah, let me, yeah, get the fuck out of my face. It actually, and that's how it is. You
right,
can only you get it until you lose it, and once
right.
you lose it, you're gonna ask the question why, and I'm gonna be like, why are we asking why? She
Right.
figure out what you did. So I know you're about to go. You say you got family. I love it that we got us thing on because I've been wanting to talk about this for a couple weeks, and dude, our schedule gets so crazy, especially summertime, man. You got,
I mean, we just scratching the surface. So if you want to get back into part two, we can do that.
we can, we can. We- you really want to go deep into this? Because I'm about to piss off a lot of people, and I don't care.
Hey, you
But
brought it up. So,
you,
hey,
you right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. But again, y'all, yeah, we went over our time. Damn, we went over our time. People short, people mindset short on this too. But I appreciate everybody that did take the time to listen, to share your comments. Michael, I can't even say Aka. Can you say that? Indian Harris. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. Um, but maybe I need to talk to you more to understand your perspective, because that's another thing. People's perspective is that's another big thing other than respect is other people's perspective on understanding because me and you have different perspectives, but we can respect one another's you know answers, or respect each other's
Viewpoint.
thoughts, and that's respect. Because I can be like, no, I ain't trying to hear what you're trying to say. In other words, like we can be debating for what? What is this? Is building. If you ain't trying to build with us, we ain't trying to feel you. That's because that's all we try to do is try to build. When we do what we do. So I appreciate everybody. Come on, like, share, um, comment, please. Share what your thoughts is on this, because again, if we do a part two, we want people to participate in this family dynamics of understanding what family is, because maybe we can start healing and
Right.
start fixing the problems that we have, because I feel like that's something that's needed, is healing within families, because families are broken, families are lost, because Big Mama ain't here no more. And when Big Mama's gone, then everybody's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, because
Big Mama was there, but there was Pawpaw too now. Don't forget about Pawpaw.
sometimes some people don't remember. I cannot remember. I remember mine, but I think I was maybe 9, so I didn't get a chance to get that relationship. On my dad's side, he died when my dad was 13, so
Right.
it's not a male. Shit, I only got one uncle out of that, so it's not a lot of. It's not. I got great uncles, but I get wisdoms from them. But it's we us men need to step up and start teaching. You know, bringing the respect back to the family. Is that good? Is that saying that right? Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So I digress. I love you. I tell people to respect yourself, understand yourself, love yourself. Look in the mirror and say, I love you, and don't be surprised if they say, I love you back. Go ahead, Jerome. Let you finish off, my brother.
Nah, like I said, actually, it's pretty good today. Um, the one thing that I can say about family is if we can just take the individuals out of it. And when I say not, I'm not telling you not to be an individual, but I'm saying that you care about individual goals before family goals. Um, is one of the reasons that we're in the place that we are. And I think I'll expand on that a little more on the next one.
All right. You saying the part two, damn it. We're going to do it part two.
So everybody out there, keep studying, keep reading, get in contact with us. Tell us what y'all want us to talk about or discuss. Hit the like button, the share button, hit the subscribe button. Um, thank you again.
It's a 3-headed monster.
Peace.
Peace.